Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean, and I'm the channel for Telstar and for Archangel Michael. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you an audio channeled message from John, who is one of the beings in Telstar. Now, I am a full body channel, so when you listen to this audio channeled message, you're definitely going to hear my voice change. So without further ado, here is John. Greetings, it is John, and I come to you today on behalf of those associated with your galactic core and beyond it. I come to you today to lend greater clarity to your current situation on this planetary Earth. Now, first of all, let us address the topic of the erroneous misinformation that you have been programmed with for many, many, many years. And that misinformation is the tale, the fictitious tale, that planet Earth is the only life in the entire cosmos. Now, I know that there's a great deal of debate over whether or not this is true. But the time has come, my friends, for you to utilize your own common sense in this matter. Let me alert you to why this seems to be such a dilemma for so many on this planet about whether or not Earth is indeed the only form of life in the entire cosmos, or whether there is life elsewhere. So let's address that first and foremost so that you have context for the remaining message that I have to give you, which is imperative for you to understand. This is why you are so stuck on this question, my friends. You are stuck on this question because you have already deemed your lives to be under the authority of those who appear to be in charge of your planet. So if those in authority, and I suggest it in this way, those whom you have deemed to be in authority of your planet, if they say to you, there is no life anywhere else, because if there was, we would have found it. And now they're trying to tell you, because this tale is becoming so utterly far-fetched that they know that even they can't get away with it for very much longer. So the new fiction that they are purporting is, well, there might be life elsewhere, but it's just microbes. It's possible there could be tiny microbes elsewhere, but that's it. And so you are supposed to live in the universe, in the galaxy, under the auspices of that false tale and belief. Now, you would think that the human beings on this planetary Earth would utilize a bit of their own common sense and say, well, that's absurd. How could that even be true? But people don't do that. And this is the reason why. Because your entire lives are lived under the authoritative rule of a very small number of human beings. And there's more to the story than that, which I shall go into as I get into this particular messaging that I'm here to give you at this time. So you live your entire lives doing what you are told. And I do not think that is a disputable fact any longer if you look at your current situation. You have a planet of human beings who go about their lives every single day, very actively working and doing everything else that they do. And suddenly, the message comes over the loudspeaker of the screens. It's not really loud, but it's the screens, and I refer to it as a loudspeaker because that's the thing that you will always give your attention to. So a new message comes over the screen. meaning computer screens, smartphone screens. You get the picture, right? A new message comes over the loudspeaker of the screens, and it says, "Hear ye, all peoples of earth, go into your homes and do not leave. Do not leave, stay away from each other, do not connect," etc., etc. You know what the messaging is. And then following that is, "Now you must do this because there is danger in the air. There is an invisible danger that you cannot see. This danger is everywhere." This is what you're told. Now, I'm not here to dispute your purported virus. Virus or no virus, that is not the issue whatsoever. If there's a virus, do what you know you need to do to be safe from the virus. But being safe from a virus is not your chief issue. So I do not wish to dispute what is being said about the virus. I wish to discuss with you all what is going on around this virus while your attention is on this virus. So dutifully, all of the human beings who are instructed to stay inside of their homes because of this invisible enemy dutifully go into their homes. Now, what motivated you all to go into your homes? Well, fear, right? Fear is like an electrical cattle prod. It's used to prod the cattle, prod the herd in the direction that you want them to go. So again, this might seem a bit complex, what I'm about to share with you, but it's almost as though you have to expand your mind to be able to accommodate different levels of your reality. So let's look at the level of the issue of the virus. I am not here to discuss the virus with you. That is something that you all may discuss among yourselves. I did not come here to discuss a virus. So that's one level of reality. Let's put that on the side for now, and let's talk about the other things that are happening and what it is that you most need to understand. If you are willing, first of all, going back to my original point, if you are willing, first of all, to dispense with the insanity that there is no life in the entire cosmos other than on this tiny fragment of a speck of dust called planet Earth. Now, I refer to it as a speck of dust only to explain its relative size. That does not mean it is not important. That does not mean it is not a gorgeous sphere, because it is a gorgeous sphere. I simply want you to use your common sense once and for all and reason it out for yourselves. That if somebody is telling you something as preposterous as there is no life anywhere else, when are you going to release that false tale from your consciousness? That's the chief question that you must ask yourselves at this point in time. Now, why is this so important? It is important because you cannot possibly know how to address the current situation you find yourselves in if you are not willing to account for the lies that you've been told, and if you're not willing to account for the reality that your common sense intuitive self will tell you that clearly there is life all over the universe. How could there not be? How could it possibly be that the human life on this planet, and think about how you live on this planet, think about the destruction, the pain, the suffering, the poverty. How could it be that that life is so amazing that no other life need be created? No, the true fact of the matter is, my friends, and you know this, you have significant problems on this planet, extremely severe issues. So I shall try to keep this message as brief as possible, although trust me, I could go on with you for many hours, which I will not do in this particular setting. So let us just suggest that perhaps we shall have to return as time goes on. But for now, come to terms with that belief. This is not something outside of your reality. This is not something outside of your current everyday reality. This is the reality that you live within. You live within a galaxy. That galaxy lives within a universe. And there's a whole lot of things happening that you are completely unaware of because you have been conditioned to dismiss any and all thought that suggests otherwise. Otherwise meaning other than Earth is all there is. Let me ask you this, my dearest friends. How convenient would it be to convince a planet of people that you desire to completely and totally control? How convenient would it be to tell them there's nothing else out there? What you have here is all there is. Think about the convenience of that statement. And that will probably awaken you ever so slightly to a new level of contemplation that you need to engage in. So that is the first thing. The second thing we must address now is your actual situation. Because currently you are most likely in a state of shock. Currently you're most likely in a state of feeling traumatized in a way that you probably don't even realize or recognize because you're still focusing on the virus. It is traumatic to begin to wake up to the fact that you are completely and totally, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally being controlled. But do not fear, my friends, because I'm here to enlighten you about what exactly you can do about this. And here is the thing that you need to understand. Firstly, throughout the entire history of your planet, civilization after civilization after civilization has attempted to fight against this on a physical plane in one form or another. Physical fighting does not work. So I do not recommend that you go so low, and I will refer to physical fighting as an animalistic level of response. It is an animalistic level of reaction to the situation you find yourselves in. So I encourage you to expand your consciousness and evolve beyond mere physical battling, because it's not going to work. It never has, and it never will. If you behave like animals, you will be controlled like animals. So fighting is an animalistic behavior. So I wish to encourage you to expand your consciousness and evolve rapidly into your true power as who you are as a cosmic entity. You must operate from that place in order to know what to do. Now let's look for a moment at this massive planetary shutdown of human life and what is actually going on behind the scenes. Because I'm guessing that if you look at this situation from where you sit today, you probably cannot make a whole lot of sense of why this is actually going on to the extent that it is. So let's see if I can lay this out for you in a way that you can potentially visualize. There are two things happening. Well, actually, there are three things. The first thing is your actual physical situation where you are being told what you can and cannot do. The nature of what you're being told, you are being woven into a new reality, my friends, a new reality of human distancing and human separation. You are being woven into a reality where your only human contact is designed to be through technology, through artificial intelligence. That is the reality that you are very cleverly being woven into. So that is one side of the coin. What you need to understand is that your situation can be utilized for good or for ill. Now, there are forces on both sides of that equation. There are forces on the one side that desire to prevent your ascension, prevent planetary Earth's ascension, that are attempting to use this situation to transition your soul into a digital reality. To transition your soul, utilizing your biological, physical self, to transition your soul through that into an AI technology. That's one side. That's the fight that's going on right now. That's what is happening on a physical level. This is not the beginning of that saga. This has been going on for a very, very, very long time, probably since technology was first discovered in its most primitive form. Now, there's another side to this story, which is the positive side. There are beings that are determined to help you to the greatest possible extent to free you at a soul level. This is not just a physical circumstance you find yourselves in, my friends. You are in a much bigger situation than you even know. So the forces that wish to free you, that wish to empower you, that wish to help you evolve back into a state of love, also see you in this situation. Those forces are attempting to get messages through, and you're probably hearing these messages a lot in different places around the globe. And that messaging goes like this: use this time to wake up. Use this time to open your eyes. Use this time to come back into the truth of who you really are as an entity in the cosmos. Use this time to think about all that you have believed in, the reality that you've been told is the truth. Use this space to come to terms with where your civilization has been for so many years. So if you can imagine that, you have those are the three scenarios. You have the physical scenario where the whole human sphere of life is being locked down and controlled. That's the physical aspect. Then you have on the one side those who are unseen to you, which is why fighting physical people is not going to help you. On one side, you have those who are unseen to you, who have been working for a very long time to transition your soul, your very being, into an AI system. Then on the other side, you have those forces that are here to, I cannot even emphasize the heartfelt intention to help you, to support your ascension process. Those are doing everything in their power to support you to wake up to who you really are. Because it is only from your cosmic self, your true self, your infinite self, that you can exercise the power to create your reality. If you do not come out of the animalistic stage of fighting, of fear and anger, you cannot exercise the power that is actually available to you. Now, there are those who will say, where are those forces? Why do they not save us? This, my friends, is the fault of your religions. Your religions have also controlled your outlook in terms of how things work in this universe. Your religions have led you to believe for eons of time that your role is to wait, be a good servant, and God will save you, or God will send someone to save you. So now you are also in a waiting mode, a helpless, passive waiting mode. If I exhibit good behavior, then someone will come from the clouds and save me. That does not work, my dearest friends. Has it worked so far? If that was how things worked, do you not understand that that would have happened a very long time ago? Of course it would have. Why wait? Why wait thousands and thousands of years? Why not just save you and get it over with if that's how things work in the universe? The thing is, they don't, and you should be aware of that by now. You should be 100% clear that they don't by using your common sense. So, yes, there are forces that would do anything and everything conceivably possible to support you and help you in your ascension. But here is their limitation. Their limitation is they can only support you to the extent that you are willing to wake up and become a co-creative partner in that effort. You see, you are partly responsible for that outcome. Everything in nature And when I say nature, I'm referring to the entire universe. The whole universe is a manifestation of what you hear referred to as nature. All of nature is co-creative synergy. So those of us who desire to support and help you require your power in the matter as well, so there can be a co-creative synergy that allows you to ascend. So for those who wish to hear this message, I encourage you to go as deep as you possibly can, open your eyes, wake up, hear the messages that are coming from everywhere you turn at this point on this planet, that it is time to awaken. The great awakening must occur, and it must occur quickly, because it is ultimately up to those human beings on this planet where each and every one of you will go in terms of your soul's destiny, in terms of your infinite self, and where you go from here. So I leave you with that. That is a lot to consider. I shall return with a great deal more information if you so desire. But for now, I think that is a good deal for you to consider and to contemplate. And one more thing I shall suggest to you all. You must give up the terrible habit, the self-destructive habit that you have of always wanting an authority to tell you what to do. Let me explain to you why that is so detrimental to your evolution. It is detrimental because it means that you never evolve. Can you put those things together? How in the world are you going to evolve if everything you feel, think, say, and do must be sanctioned by an authority before you are willing to give it any credibility? How can you possibly evolve? You are completely controllable in that kind of positioning. So I do not expect that you will take what I am saying as though I am an authority either. But I present this message to you with a different intention in mind. And my intention is to encourage you to look at what resonates. That is how you begin to know things for yourself. If what I'm saying to you resonates with your inner being, with your inner self, that gives you an opportunity to come to terms with what I'm saying for yourself. Not to sit passively by in an unconscious state and say, well, this person John or this entity John sounds like he knows what he's talking about, so I will just believe him. Please do not repeat the same mistake again and again and again. Stop looking for authorities. When you hear messages that are out there trying to help you, look for your own experience of resonance. That's how you know what is true for you. So that's what I wish to encourage you to do in terms of this message today. With that, I shall leave you with tremendous love and light and many, many blessings from your galactic core. Goodbye.